Hey, everybody, it's Steve with Real Progressives. We're going to talk about unemployment today, but we're going to talk about government services as a whole. And we're also going to look really, really hard at how they purposely make this thing so damn gloomy and intentionally like gulags and real austere and ugly and depressing. And it just fills you. You walk into the unemployment office and the first thing you think of is, oh my God, this is like one step removed from jail, isn't it? This is like one step removed from jail. If I keep screwing up, if I'm not economically viable, I'm going to end up in jail. I mean, that's what it felt like. So I walk in, I'll tell you the story. About 2 weeks ago, I tried to log into my unemployment benefits to file my biweekly claim. And without any notice, not a letter, not an email, not anything, all of a sudden it says reopen an existing claim. I'm like, the hell with that. What do you mean an existing claim? I got an existing claim. I just filed 2 weeks ago. Why is it that I have to reopen an existing claim? Couldn't figure this out. So I pick up the phone and call unemployment. And I kid you not, it went doo-doo-doo. Please try your call again later. Error 44, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, are you kidding me? This is like the government. This is the unemployment, like this 800 number. What is going on here? So I go on the web and I go searching. Finds the same number. I go to the file, the biweekly claim app. Shows the same number. I'm looking all over the place. It has the same number over and over again. And I'm like, maybe there's something going on at the unemployment office that I don't know about. Maybe that's what the deal is. Because, all of a sudden, I don't have the option to file. All of a sudden, the phone number's not working. And all of a sudden, I'm sitting there in panic mode. So for 2 straight weeks, I've been trying to figure this thing out. Haven't been able to figure it out. Have not been able to figure it out. So today I show up at the unemployment office. I get there super early. And I try to get a cup of coffee before I go in there because I got there just a little bit too early and I was so exhausted. I went to go get a cup of coffee and my credit card got rejected, right? There's nothing more embarrassing than when your credit card gets rejected, much less for something stupid like a cup of coffee. If you're going to get rejected, let it be for something of value, not $1.50 cup of coffee, right? So there I am kind of going, sorry. Thanks about that, man. So that notwithstanding, now I'm humiliated already, and I'm exhausted, and I'm terrified because that's what happens when you have no money coming in like that. Right? Thank God for some of the donations that people have been given, but nonetheless, in this particular setting, I'm just like in utter panic now. I mean, like, we're not talking about like by the skin of your teeth. We're talking about I can't even buy a damn cup of coffee. So I get to the unemployment office and there's a bunch of people standing there. And some of these people look like they're just so used to the routine. Well, I'm not, and I don't ever want to get used to the routine. And I walk in there and there's some couch that looks like it's been donated. No joke, like some donation couch right there in the middle of the room. The walls look like crap. The cubicles are crap. It looks like straight out of that old Sean Penn movie, Bad Boys kind of level of crap. And I'm like going, oh my God. Oh my God, what is going on? And I'm like terrified. I'm serious, folks. I don't get terrified often. I really don't. I'm serious. I've been through so much in my life, so many hardcore problems, stuff that you don't even know about, stuff that one day maybe I'll write a book about. But I'm sitting there in this room and I'm just like, what the fuck? What is going on? And I realized something in that moment, and there's a lot to this, so let me unpack it. There's nothing more depressing than being in that office. Nothing more depressing than being in that office. They make it that way on purpose. They want to shame you. They want you humiliated. They don't want unemployment to be an okay thing. They want you to feel like you're failing society by being unemployed. They want you to feel like a loser. And they succeeded. I couldn't have felt lower than whale shit. I mean, we're talking about, I know what the deal is. I can tell you the story. I know how it all flies together. And I still, the aesthetic, the whole environment, the whole everything made me feel less than human. It made me feel less than human. And then the phone rang. And the sweetest lady in the world at the front desk answers the phone. And she's like, hold on 1 minute. And she hits the mute button and she looks over at the lady who's just right there. And she goes, hey, you've got a phone call in line too. It's about this thing you said you do. The lady goes, she's number 7 in line. She'll have to wait. Now the lady that was talking said, oh, hi, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put you on hold momentarily, and we'll see if we can't get her as soon as possible. You have a great day, and hold on for a minute. So one person had some humanity. The other person, she didn't realize there was a bunch of other people about 1 inch away from friggin' skull screwing their wrist with a knife. And they're like, she's like, get in line. You know, I can't explain it to you other than just to say, I felt less than human. I felt less than human. And I started thinking to myself, now if Steve Grumbine were to design society, what would that look like? What would government services look like? Well, first things first, I know real hardcore system work. I could architect the most beautiful computer systems in that building. I would have everybody on the latest, greatest clients. It would be beautiful. They would have a CRM, a customer relationship management software system that really was friendly, that understood the people's lives, that understood how to interact with them. The cubicles would not look like the people were just coming out of jail. These cubicles would look nice. It would be an appealing place to be, because you know what? You don't need to feel worse than you do. You already feel like shit. These services, we would have the best people. Microsoft would have to compete for the services of the people we hire in the government sector. Microsoft would have to be trying to raise their rates, raise their pay to compete with hiring my government workers. The best people would want to work in the government because they would want to serve the people. And I just kept thinking this. I was like, God, this is all kinds of screwed up. It's all kinds of screwed up. And then I got out of there. They told me. Lady tells me, she goes, you're next. So I walk up to the counter and I said, ma'am, I said, up until 2 weeks ago, I've been receiving my benefits without any problem. I went to file my biweekly claim and it shows that my account is shut down. I didn't get any notice. I didn't get any, anything. Bottom line is that I have no idea what's going on. I didn't get a phone call, a text, nothing. Not even a regular snail mail. And she goes, oh, I'm sorry, did you do this? And I was like, yes, ma'am, I did this. She goes, did you do that? And I said, no, I did that too. And she goes, well, I don't know. She goes, did you call this number? And I said, funny you should say that. And I held my phone up. And I said, you mean this number right here that you got on that paper is right here? She goes, yeah, that's the number. I said, let me show you what it is. So I put my phone on speaker and set it on her desk. And it went, doo-doo-doo. The number you have reached, blah, blah, blah. Error 44244. And she goes, oh. She goes, you know what? The unemployment phone line is only available Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. It won't be open for you to use, so please come back Monday morning to talk to us about this. And I said, with all due respect, ma'am, I couldn't even buy a damn cup of coffee this morning. I couldn't even buy a cup of coffee this morning. She goes, I know, I'm so sorry. She was so sweet. I mean, give her credit. She was a sweetie. If you had to have a sweetie, she's a sweetie. But the other guy, when I was walking out, man, he, very unsophisticated guy. He's like, yeah, man, fuck the system, blah, blah, blah. I get it. But I'm not thinking about fuck the system. I'm thinking about, damn it, I want to fix this shit. I want to make it right. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of this. Aren't you tired of this? And it's not just, see, unemployment is but a microcosm. The Republicans and the Democrats alike have gutted services so much. We have been led to believe that government programs are the worst thing in the world, that government fails us, that it's inefficient, that it's all this other crap. But what if we fully funded every aspect of our government so that it was not only effective, but it took Jack Welch's idea that if we're not number 1 or 2 in the industry, we're going to have... They really apply the pressure to be the best at what they do, to provide the best services for the people, the constituents that are there, to provide exactly the right service for exactly the right time in exactly the right fashion, to make it look good, to make it look clean, to inspire. What if this stuff actually inspired people to do better, instead of made them want to slit their wrists at Christmas time? Instead of sizing up the rafters for a hangman's noose, instead of that, why not make it successful and fund the hell out of it? Now, this is where the economic side comes in, right? And because this is the way my mind works, I'm sitting there going, and I mean, I'm getting angrier and angrier and angrier to the point where I had angry tears running down my face. Not the, sad tears, the kind of tears that I'll rip your face off kind of tears. And I thought, you know what? They've not only lied to us about the way our quote-unquote tax dollars work, but then they've gone the extra mile to ensure that everything sucks. And then they've convinced you that instead of all the jobs it would take to make everything right, instead of making sure that everything's right, they would rather give you a UBI and keep everything shitty and make you believe that robots are taking over. Well, folks, where are the robots? Don't lie to me anymore. Please, dear God, don't lie to me anymore. It's not that. They've convinced you that there's no work, and I'm telling you, that entire building should have been demolished. The people there, they should have been retrained to handle human beings. They should have been given a pay commensurate with actually serving the public, not sitting there treating... their pay sucks too. Make it so that public sector work is directly causing the private sector to raise its pay, raise its standards, raise its benefits by competing. To hell with all that crowding out stuff. Stop letting the public service suffer. Federal government could fully fund this stuff. Could fully fund it. But they've convinced us people, us regular people, they've convinced us that this is the way it's supposed to be, that this is the only possible solution. There were people there, I kid you not, people there that thought it was a lot of wasted government money. And I'm thinking, define waste. I want every, you want to think about this. Look at Ayn Rand, okay, the libertarian goddess. And look at stuff like Atlas Shrugged. And forget the makers and takers analogy, but imagine the glory, the wondrous glory of the John Galt world. And then max that over to the other side so that everyone benefits from it instead of just the makers. Make it so that the entirety of society is that good. Why would we want government services that suck? Why would we want that? And it's not because government fails, it's because we're not fucking funding it. If you starve something and then tell it to go run a race, it's going to fail. It's going to fail. But if you fully fund it, the people will have money, the services will be top-notch, and you will raise the bar and force the private sector to compete. You will force them to compete. And that is how we make society better. I come from a lot of pain and suffering, and I've overcome a lot of personal hardship in my life. Some of it is stuff that's going on forever that you'll never know about because I don't have the courage to talk about it probably, or maybe it's not mine to tell. Maybe it's somebody else's to tell. But you wear this stuff inside you like a badge, like a scar. And you go in there and it's like it rips it wide open and you just want your arms go limp, you hang your head down, and you feel utterly defeated. And I came out of there and I thought to myself, why wouldn't we want society to be better? Why wouldn't we want everything about our country to be better? Why wouldn't we want our cities to be better? Why wouldn't we want our schools to be better? Why wouldn't we want things to be better? Why wouldn't we do everything we can to make them effective? For people that are in great shape and stuff like that, there's a lot of options out there for you. You can do all kinds of stuff. You can go pitch a tent in the woods and call it home. But for people like me who are broken down, who've got horrible arthritis, it doesn't work quite that way, And when we have special needs kids and stuff like that, we don't have the option of doing some of this, homesteading ideas. Because our time, every ounce of it, is eaten up and taking care of that. There's a lot of things that we could do, but can't. They make society so difficult that you can never push back effectively. And this is by design. Our government services are failures by design, not because they have to be. The unemployment office is a failure, not because it has to be. It shouldn't have this line only open Mondays from 11 to 3, Tuesdays 11 to 3, and Thursdays 11 to 3. It should be open full course. There should be a whole team of people answering phones. They shouldn't need to have that much because we should have a federal job guarantee. Paying a living wage. Right now, we should do this. It's not necessary. But I'm telling you right now, I'm sitting there. You got to understand, I'm walking in the door with 2 master's degrees. They were not given to me. I did not inherit them from some elderly, parent or, family member. No, I skipped the party. I worked my ass off. I stayed up till 4 o'clock in the morning reading 2,000-page books, sitting there doing 100-page writings, theses, and stuff like that. I worked in small teams with people all over the world at weird times because they were only available at 9 p.m. Thailand time. Just different things going on. And I did all that, and I'm sitting there in this room, and I'm realizing, it doesn't matter. They could give a shit. Take a number. You're nobody. You're not even worth my time. I'm not even going to look you in the eye. You're so inconsequential. Folks, this is reality, and I'm telling you, I'm an educated guy. Now, I recently got a soft offer for a really good job. It is a really good job. It's based in Philadelphia, and it's 90% telecommute. Can't beat it. I mean, if it actually comes through. I got the soft offer actually in writing, too. Originally, the soft offer was made. It was supposed to start before Thanksgiving. Then their budget got messed up, so they pushed it out till December 7th. Then December 7th hit, and they have a new executive director that wants them to start as soon as 2019 hits. But then they said the executive director won't be actually taking office until January 7th. And so that they want him to have an opportunity to review this, and now all of a sudden the job won't start until the end of January. Now, I don't know how many of you all can survive that long with a family and existing commitments and student debt, you name it. But this is the situation that many Americans are being put in right now. This is the situation many Americans are living in right now, in spite of a few people winning on the stock market, which makes the economy look like it's doing okay. You got a lot of gig economies out there where people are just doing one-off jobs, running Uber, doing this, doing that. There's no stability. There's no anything. We have got to stand up to this, folks. We've got to stand up to it with a purpose. Anyway, that's my unemployment story for the day. I'll keep you guys informed of where it goes from here, but I'm telling you right now, just gut-wrenching, soul-sucking, horrible. Horrible. Anyway, I'm Steve Grumbine with Real Progressives. Have a good day, everyone. I'm out.